Yo, BrickWall Reviews. I'm Dave, and right over there, again, in her little box, in her own little corner, is Sam.
I'm like Cinderella. A
Little corner.
no, don't
uh,
do it.
no, I won't. I'll try not to. Tonight, thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Y'all already know we're going to review Godzilla versus Kong, the
That's what
biggest fight of the year.
on review. Who was the champion? Subscribe for more content. Okay. For those who can't read, I read it.
Oh, yeah, you see it down in the ticker down below. Come on. Who was the champion? Come on, guys.
Me?
We'll talk about that. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into the fight. We're going to get into
I was.
how the movie. Yeah, Sam was there. Sam was there. She was tearing them up.
I was filming
it. But before we get started, I want to remind you guys to make sure you smash that like button down below if you like what you see here tonight.
Ooh.
Smash it. Smash it. No, all right, let me stop.
We're gonna Hulk smash it.
Right. Or Godzilla smash it. Kong smash it.
Okay, we're not.
All right. Anyway, make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel if you really like our content. Help us reach our goals for monetization, and because we want to be seen worldwide, and we're on YouTube, so we're already one step closer to that, right? Real quick, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I did not do a review last night. For those of you who follow us on social media, I'm going to be doing episodes 3 and 4 back to back, as well as 5 to 6. I'm going to be doing those at the same time. So in the coming weeks, I'll be doing 2 episodes at one time for Falcon and Winter Soldier. I have my reasons for doing that. It's just it's a series. It's moving along at a certain pace, and I just think going week by week at this point, this is about to wrap up, will be a little bit redundant at this point. I got the same thing to say about every episode, so I'm going to do in 2 for 1. So I'll be here next weekend after episode 4 to give my review of that. Yeah, so now that I got that out of the way, Sam anime review is coming soon sometime.
Tuesday.
Next one is
It's Tuesday.
Tuesday. So I didn't want to say Tuesday. And it was like, no, I didn't say it was Tuesday.
Yeah, I didn't do it last Tuesday.
So I missed the last staff meeting, guys, so that's why I don't know this.
Yeah, I was there by myself.
Nobody comes to those things anymore. But all right, so
you know what? It could have been an email.
It could have. Very well could have, but I like to complicate things and waste people's time. So and speaking of wasting time, we're gonna stop doing that. We're gonna get right into the juicy meatiness of what was Godzilla versus Kong released on HBO Max on the 31st, which was Wednesday. Which was weird. I didn't know it was gonna be a middle of the week release. So
that's I was surprised. I was like, it's out already.
Yeah, that's rare for a big studio film to release in the middle of the week. I'm gonna go ahead.
But I guess they wanted to keep up with the movie kind of thing too. You know, we had releases on Wednesdays and Fridays, so
right.
It just seemed like now during the panty that we've only had releases on like Fridays. So that I can remember.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it was kind of good just to bring a form of normalcy to it.
Yeah. So definitely a good release. I'm gonna go ahead and get one of the ending questions out of the way now and just say that I think that this film definitely would have done good in the pandemic because it's doing well right now because it has crossed. It's probably the highest
well in the pandemic or done well in the theater in general.
Oh, done well in the theater during the pandemic. Thank you for that correction. Because right now it is doing extremely well in the theaters during this time.
You know what I want to say? I think that almost anything right now that's going to be put in the theaters may do well. Okay.
Yeah, we are definitely getting
to the theaters.
Yeah, with the vaccines and people just being like, hey, F it, we can rent theaters now. So I mean, with all that into consideration, yes, times are getting to where movies are going to be back to their blockbuster status in the box office. But this one is doing really good in the box office right now. Calling for people to hashtag continue the MonsterVerse. I support that. I would like to see more of these monster movies. But so I got
enough on sci-fi.
Oh no, we're not counting each other. We don't count those.
Enough on there.
We try to forget about those. But yeah, so Godzilla versus Kong. Let's talk about it. What did you think? Because originally,
I did not care for the movie. I was like, this is some straight bullshit. Where the hell's the storyline going? What's going on? I was really in it just to see the fights because of course I'm a root for my man Kong. Got Kong. I'm rooting for my man Kong, but I wanted to see what the fights were gonna be because of course you see people's opinions, and I try not to keep it at what people say. Try to keep an open mind going into these types of movies.
Right.
So yeah, it was like at first I was like, but then after I rewatched it and paid more attention to the storyline, I was like, okay, it's the same shit, dumbass humans doing dumbass shit, and practically nature trying to reset itself.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely one of the things that we had a debate about this movie when we were watching it, when we first watched it, when she watched it rather. And I was like, well, this isn't a movie where you go in expecting a lot of logic to happen. You're here for two giant, oversized creatures fighting. And, of course, plot-wise, we have to get from point A to point B. Point A don't make as much sense, and point B damn sure don't make a lot of sense.
Well. What I would say is that on my second watch, that I actually paid. Lord, no. Is that I actually paid some attention to it, and the storyline for the three people with the with those three people, it made sense. We're finding out the conspiracy theory. The storyline for the owner of the company is we need to build this tech. The storyline for Godzilla is I got to ruin what they trying to do because it's about to be some shit going down. The storyline for the little girl and her mama and now Kong is let's get Kong back to his family. The storyline for the other guy is let's get Kong to bring us to this place so that we can get what we need to make this super serum.
Yeah, so I mean,
I would say it's a lot of different storylines, but they all come back to the same purpose of this tech.
Right. I think a lot of people who would, and I even told you, it's like when you discredit the logic, you have to understand it's a simple story. And I do still agree, like some of it kind of like when you think about it, kind of doesn't make too much sense, but it's a simple story.
But it really does though. It really does.
Yeah, that's like when you're just accepting it for the simplicity of it, because it's like, okay, like you just said, we need to get to Hollow Earth, which is where they're trying to get to. We get to Hollow Earth because we need to get Kong down there, and that's where his family is. And then
no. But that's not originally why they want to go to Hollow Earth.
Yeah, they originally want to go there to get the power source.
Exactly. Now we changed the
power source
because now we need a beast in order to get there. Oh, we have access to Kong.
Right.
Let's use Kong to get to Hollow Earth.
And then this entire time, it's like, well, Godzilla's out here on a rampage.
I'm here.
Okay. Yeah. Godzilla's out here on a rampage and he is tearing things up. He is being very ruthless right now. And so we need to keep Kong away from Godzilla because history shows, and this ties into the other MonsterVerse movies as well. No, you don't have to see them, but if you want a little bit more context for what's happening in this movie, it's a good watch. It's a good watch.
It is a good watch. That's why I said, like, looking at the storyline and how different people had different motives and stuff. That like I said, if you're just there for the fighting, you're gonna think that it's not like too good to watch. Because that's how I was at first. I was there for the storyline, not the story. I was there for the fights. I'm like, show me the fight, show me the money.
Now I'm on the opposite end of that with you because while I was definitely there for the fights, I felt like I didn't have to wait too long for that because in most movies like this, you're waiting up until the point where they had the second fight for the first fight to happen. The first fight happens, in my opinion, the first fight happens really quickly.
I agree with that. I agree that the first fight did happen quickly, but we did have to wait some time for the next fight.
And I'm okay with that because
then the next fight that happened wasn't technically with Kong and Godzilla. It wasn't. It was when they got to Hollow Earth.
Yeah, but I agree. I agree with the wait in between fights and the little appetizers of fights they
Mhm.
threw at us because it effectively carries out the plot, and it's not like the things don't drag. You know, sometimes with movies like this as well, like they drag. Like the plot is just like, oh my gosh, they're talking and talking and talking and talking. Like this one is just like, okay, hey, we got to do this. Why do we got to do this? Because we got to do this, and this is why we have to do it. Okay, let's
Yeah,
go do it
I
then.
think they rotated well
Mm-hmm.
between each storyline.
Yeah, like it was
Like
never
like
too
like
much.
the rotation was great, and even with the like I said, the three looking for the conspiracy theory and the way they actually tied into finding the theory with
Mm-hmm.
the owner of the what I didn't write down no names this time. Sorry, so I'm just gonna be all over
Oh,
the
I got
place.
the names.
So with what was it? APEC.
Yeah, Apex was the
So
bad guy.
yeah, so with Apex, it's like they finally, they linked up and whatever, and then that like brought their storyline together with the nature of them trying to finally proving the
Mhm.
conspiracy theory.
Right. Because with Apex, what they were doing, Apex in this movie, they are the bad guys. They are trying to get a power source to power their Mecha Godzilla.
Yeah,
'Cause Mecha Godzilla is
they
definitely, it's no
actually,
secret he's in this movie.
yeah, they actually used the skull to try to, the human was inside of him, practically linking his neural pathways and cognition to this beast.
Yeah, and
And one of my favorite parts, I can't even lie, is when the beast awoken and was like, "Nigga, please."
yeah, definitely with the using Ghidorah's skull, that's where it will come into okay, now that's lore that happened in the previous Godzilla movie. But I thought that was a really cool choice that they decided to use the skull of Ghidorah, which was the last big monster he fought. Godzilla, the last big monster Godzilla fought to become king of the monsters, which is why they say, oh, Godzilla's the king. That's why he's a king, because he defeated King Ghidorah. Now, what I will say, because I want to talk about the fights, but I do want to talk about some of the things that were kind of just there in the movie to make it a movie. What I would have liked was a bit more of a clearer explanation as to why exactly, because they do explain that Kong and Godzilla, they had it's an ancestral thing.
Yeah, and it's an
Godzilla's
ancestral
ancestors
battle.
fought against Kong. It's an age old thing that
But they're
it's gonna
beasts.
happen.
They're beasts. Everybody wants to be the king. We got to fight to find out who's gonna be the king.
Mm-hmm. And
Like
but
who's gonna be the king of beasts.
it was interesting though because it kind of didn't really feel like that's why they were necessarily fighting. And a bit of this criticism is me just being goofy as well. But I'm just like, well, dang, I really wish I knew what was on their minds
But
and
you know what I'm gonna say?
fight.
I would agree with that. I just think that Kong was basically in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Definitely.
That, like
That is factual.
that's just the bottom line. And the people utilize Kong for their own defenses.
Yeah, it's really factual that Kong was, especially during that first fight, which I guess we can go ahead and segue into that. During that first fight, they had Kong on the boat out in the water, just trying to avoid Godzilla. But for whatever reason, Godzilla finds them. Was that around the time Apex was? I
They
think
were
Apex
with
was doing
Apex
something.
already. They were with Apex
No,
already. That's
Apex
the
were the
thing.
people who had Kong. Apex was the
No, no,
people.
no, no. The daughter was there, and the
Oh,
guy,
yeah.
yeah, and the guy who was working with working with them to give. That's why I rewatched it to get an understanding. The guy who
Mhm.
was working with them, he was working with Apex as well because remember the Apex went to his house to say we need to
Yeah.
get there, so he was there. The whole trip was Apex.
Mm-hmm.
So
So yeah, it was definitely an Apex trip. But as to why like Godzilla like necessarily found them, I'm not like too clear exactly. I don't think
how
that.
does Godzilla find anybody? You know?
Yeah, so it's pretty much one of those. Okay, well, Godzilla's gonna show up now, and it's like
Yeah,
when you don't think again, it's one of those things like when you don't really put too much thought to. Okay, well, how exactly did Godzilla know they were right there?
that's what I was
You can
thinking
just
too.
chalk that up to hey, he sensed another monster, probably sensed the piece of Apex tech flying around somewhere and was just like, hold
No,
up.
I think that he just sensed the beast. I don't think he sensed the
Yeah.
people. I think he senses the beast.
Yeah, and just went to take out the
Because
beast,
because
right?
that would be true too, even though it was an Apex as well. But that would be true for when he went and blew up the other Apex location.
Mm-hmm.
He sensed the beast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He said, yeah, because Ghidorah's skull, of course. So this first fight, and we'll get to the victor in just a second. I thought that it was a great way to kick off the fight sequences. And as you go through the rest of the fights, which we'll definitely talk about, each one elevates to a different level.
You know what I'm gonna say? When I first saw the fight, I was like, first of all, y'all got Kong tranquilized. Kong is tied down. He couldn't work out. He couldn't get his little exercise in. He just laid out on a ship. He's still subdued.
And he was still focused on protecting someone.
And he was freaking drowning. Kong was
Yeah,
drowning.
he was out of his element on that first one. He was definitely out. Like Godzilla had the upper hand because Godzilla was in his element.
Mm-hmm.
But Kong knew he was coming. Kong was just like, yo, what's popping?
Get me out these chains, bro. Get me out these chains.
Yeah, and listen, once Kong got out them chains and that trailer shot with Kong punching Godzilla, that is like that's just the tip of the iceberg right there, because Godzilla reaches back. For everyone who thought Godzilla, including myself, who thought Godzilla was going to reach back and smack the shit out of Kong, we were wrong, because he reached back and smacked the shit.
That just shows us how weak Kong is at this moment in time. I am going to go back on what I've said.
Mm-hmm.
It's the fact that Kong has been institutionalized. He's been a creature kept in a cage in a form of captivity, to where he is not able to defend himself against beasts, like we saw in the movie King Kong. I'm sure them damn dinosaurs would have whooped his ass this time.
Yeah, that's one point we didn't mention as well. Kong is, like she said, in a captive place, and in Skull, it's basically made to look like Skull Island. Kong knows he's in there, and like the most he does is like throw trees around all day, and speak sign language with a little native girl that was saved when Skull Island was like blown up or whatever. But yeah,
stop.
This first fight, though, like, I don't know. I think it was, like I said, I definitely think it was a good precursor for the rest of the fights that happened. I was shocked at how fast they had Godzilla moving. He has not moved this fast in any other, especially these recent ones, like the 2014 Godzilla, King of the Monsters. I haven't watched that in a while, but I don't remember him ever moving that freaking fast. Like, he got on that boat, said, yeah, I'm on here now. Like, it was.
Godzilla's just pissed off. He's like, I'm tired of this shit. First, y'all try to bring back fucking Mega damn Super Downtron. Now y'all bringing back goddamn Kong. I'm gonna whoop somebody ass today.
Right, Godzilla was on it, man. It was that fight was wild, and I think Kong definitely would have lost the entire movie had the people not interfered, because
they had to, they knew they had to, because they knew that first of all, like I said, Kong, he was not out there fighting wild people no more and doing all types of stuff. He was held in captivity. Like I said, that's like if you put an animal from the zoo, take a tiger out the zoo and put him back in his natural habitat, his ass will get eaten alive. A tiger in the zoo is nowhere near the size of a real life tiger that's been in the wild. No, you can't. That's why you could never put those animals back to where they belong. Why do you think they be so afraid to put one? Like, that's why they tell you not to keep animals long. Like, if you like rehabilitating them, because if you keep them too long, then they're not gonna be able to get back into the wild. Especially beasts of that nature. The wilder they are, the harder they're gonna be to get back in the wild.
Mm-hmm. So round one definitely went to Godzilla, because like we said, the fight ended up going underwater.
Kong almost drowned to death. Okay,
right. So but the fight in general, I'm gonna give this fight. I'm gonna rate each fight. I'm giving this fight definitely. I'm giving it a 3 out of 5. because it was good.
All right.
It was a good start. It was a good start. Definitely a good start. So as the movie progresses, we get on Millie Bobby Brown, the 11 from Stranger Things. She's in this. She was in the last Godzilla movie. She's in this just trying to figure out why Godzilla is suddenly all pissed off and destroying stuff.
But we find out why. We know why.
Yeah, we found out, which we talked about already. We found out why, but this is their character arcs, how we get from point A to point B. Brian Tyree Henry, Paperboy from Atlanta, some of you may know him as. He's also in this film. He's the whacked out conspiracy theorist that travels with Millie Bobby Brown, and then the Australian kid from Deadpool 2, fat heavyweight kid.
Champion of the world.
Yeah, I don't know his name. I can't find him. Something. Yeah, Julian Dennison. Julian Dennison is his name. He's in this, so that's the trio Sam was referring to. They go ahead and break into Apex and start to find out all these secrets about what they're doing with the skulls, and that's how they end up over in China, which is where Apex is running their operation out of. Then we get on the Kong side. I don't know any of these actors and actresses' names, and I kind of don't feel like looking at them right now. I know Alexander Skarsgård is one of them. He's the guy, and then you have the dude from Apex. His daughter's there, which that was a twist to me because I knew it was something suspicious about her, but I didn't know that she was his daughter. I thought it would have been the other lady.
She announced it when she came and shook hands.
You know what? Wasn't even paying attention to that part.
See, that's why I didn't
even pay attention. But it made it seem like a twist to me, so I enjoyed that.
No, you know it was crazy though, the fact that she died.
Oh man,
I was like, damn.
Kong is an ass for that because he took the one jet that the dude was like flying off in and just throws it at Godzilla in the water. I'm so glad that dude parachuted out of the plane because I was like, damn, this dude didn't deserve that. But a lot of shit gets fucked up in this movie.
Listen, I don't even know how Japan's still surviving after that, yo.
I don't know how
they no way like Kong and Godzilla must be gonna do like the 7 deadly sins and clean that shit up because ain't no way.
Listen, look, Godzilla be. Oh, I'll get to that in a second. So now we get Kong goes to Hollow Earth, learns more about his. You could say he learns more about his heritage, where he came from, his family, blah blah blah. Finds the axe that we see in the trailer that he uses against Godzilla, which was, I guess you could say, a war trophy. And he finds his throne. He gets his throne in Hollow Earth. So at the same time this is happening, Godzilla stomping around China, stops and goes, hold up, blows his atomic breath through the ground, comes up through Hollow Earth, and that's where we start to enter into our second and third battles of the movie. Of course, the bad guy's plot is revealed. The Mecha Godzilla thing is revealed by this point. I mean, it's a good watch. Definitely make sure you guys check it out. But we're here mainly to talk about the fights, honestly.
Stop.
So when we get to fight 2, this is the Kong is back with the axe, and Godzilla's just stomping around trying to fulfill his mission. Kong shows up. Hey, nigga, you owe me some hands. And
Godzilla said that, or did Kong say that to him?
Kong said that. That's Kong.
I'm about to say, yeah.
Kong yells that out to Godzilla.
Godzilla's like, bruh, you gonna try it again? You want to try it again, though?
Yeah. Hey, listen. When fight number 2 was an insane. Oh Lord, hello. Fight number 2 was an insane sequence. It was
you were seeing.
It was wild. That's our executive producer, by the way, guys. Making sure we're doing our jobs. Yeah. What are your thoughts on fight number 2? Because we were kind of split on this at first.
Well, first of all, I just thought there were 2 fights. When did the third one? The third one was with Megatron.
No, there are 3 fights. See, this is definitely where we're split. There are 3 fights between Godzilla and Kong. There are 3 rounds.
Well, I only count 2. I only count 2.
They even said it was 3.
You heard that part, but you didn't hear nothing else in the movie, huh?
I heard everything. I didn't hear the part about the daughter. But like I said, it made for a good twist, so I'm not even embarrassed about that. I made for a good personal twist. But Yeah, so this second fight, they're fighting in China, tearing up the city. I mean, the fighting in this movie, if you came to see two beasts rock it and duke it out, you getting what you may pay for if you go to the theaters. If you subscribe to HBO Max, you getting what you paid for. You know, you spending time well spent. Um, I mean, they're doing everything from smashing the ground, tossing buildings.
Look, they was tearing more shit up than the Avengers.
Listen, Zemo would have had a big task on his hand at that point, trying to take down monsters and everything. No, they was oh man, those fights had me really going.
I'll say what you count the second round when
the second
Kong
round was
knocked out when Kong knocked out Godzilla, and then Godzilla got up and laid the hands.
No, the second round ends when in the movie they say looks like round 2 goes to Kong.
I don't remember that part.
That was the end of round 2 when they say that.
Well, apparently I don't remember that part.
No, I'm telling you, for that's for you, and that's for the people who want to know if it was 2 or 3 rounds or 3 rounds. 3.
Anyway, Kong got his ass handed to him. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, the third round was definitely
the most
intense. Third round was the most intense. Kong did get that ass beat. And again, this feeds into me saying how fast Godzilla's moving. Godzilla is moving like he was doing some insanity or something. Like he had to be down there under the water in the hollow earth or something. I'm gonna fuck him up. Wait till I get up there. Wait till they see me next.
Like I said, the way Kong was moving is the way Godzilla should have been. The way Godzilla was moving is the way Kong should have been moving. Godzilla has been in his natural habitat, having to defend itself. He got his game up. Like a person who's always practicing and stuff, you would already expect them to get their game up. They're already gonna have their game up. A person who hasn't been is gonna be slower, like Kong was.
Yeah. So the third fight definitely Godzilla won the movie, guys. And I hate to say it because I'm Team Kong, Sam's Team Kong, and it hurt for me to admit it, but
the only victory they gave Kong was actually defeating the monster. And that was of course with Godzilla help, and of course with the people help. Like guys,
yeah, every fight
was getting everybody's help.
Every
Kong was about to die, he had to get his life brought back into him. Like, man.
Every single fight Kong won was with the assistance of humans.
But like I said,
that's just the hard, honest truth.
They knew that they had to. Kong ain't never relied on humans before. Never. But now that y'all want to kidnap him and do all this extra shit with my man Kong, now y'all got to sit there and make him look like he's not the fucking king.
Yeah, as a Kong fan, as a Kong supporter in this side of the ring, I was extremely embarrassed every time a human shot a gun in Kong's life was saved.
Yeah.
Come on, Kong, you can get out of that. But so I want to get to the best fight of the movie, the fight of the movie that made me laugh so hard, laugh with joy, might I say, laugh with excitement, and laugh because it was humorous. Godzilla versus Mecha Godzilla.
Bruh, Godzilla was getting his ass handed to him.
I don't know. Because when I thought about it, I was like, damn, that is Ghidorah's skull. Ghidorah got a grudge. But I don't know where these people got off writing how badly Godzilla getting that ass whipped.
No, but look, think about it, though. Godzilla was up. If you want to compare King Kong and Godzilla, Godzilla was up against... Godzilla in this instance was King Kong.
Okay.
Because of the fact that the humans decked out Mega Godzilla. They decked him out. Like he had all types of weapons and bombs on him.
Yeah, he had his own atomic breath.
Yeah.
He had and on top of that, he was just a metal freaking dinosaur. Like
that's what I'm saying. They decked him out because they were going to use him for their own purposes, and he ended up turning the tables on them. So he already knew how to use everything. He already knew how to use everything. Like, come on.
Yeah, and it was definitely you can't deny that it was definitely especially if you saw King of Monsters, you can't deny that Ghidorah's consciousness definitely ran some part of Mechagodzilla, which is something that you mentioned as well. And I
He
thought,
did because he broke free after they went to the Hollow Earth and took practically like the serum and the genetic makeup of the Hollow Earth and escorted it back. Oh, that was it.
That was it. That's all Ghidorah needed because and the part that gave it away to me is when like at the climax of the fight, Ghidorah is going to blow the atomic breath into Godzilla's head. That's the exact thing Godzilla did to Ghidorah. And I was like, oh yeah, that's Ghidorah. He getting his payback. But when I say before that, I mean I've never seen Godzilla get dragged so hard through the streets.
But you know, I'm gonna go ahead and defend little Godzilla. I'm gonna defend him because he did go up against King Kong. King Kong did work his ass a little bit now.
He did
work his ass a little bit. He was tired after that fight.
But man, it was one part that and I wish one day I'll know how to show clips on here. But it's one part when Godzilla got shot, lasered in the chest by Mechagodzilla. And this is my favorite part of the movie, honestly. And Godzilla just falls to the ground. He's like, help! Like, I'm like, damn, you getting messed up. But of course,
Godzilla was getting messed up, though. I ain't even gonna lie.
Yeah, like head bashed through windows, buildings, all types of stuff. And again, we mentioned this earlier, but the property damage in this movie, dear God, like,
bro, that city might as well just be turned into a garbage dump. Okay,
there are more dead people than there are shards of glass on the ground after that fight. I kid you not, because I mean, Kong started a fight banging on the ground. Like, yo, how many people did you just kill with your fist? Like, and you know everybody didn't get away. People running on the ground, they didn't get away in time.
No, everybody didn't get away.
On these high buildings on the 35th floor, taking the elevator, taking the stairs, taking a sweet ass time. Someone forgot their keys.
I haven't been taking nobody elevator now. I've been hopping right down those steps.
Somebody was at the last step in the building, and then boom, here comes Godzilla, big ass being tossed through the damn whole entire building, leveling it. Sorry, bro, you're almost there. You just touched the door. You're gone. But yeah. So of course we do have the team up with Kong and Godzilla. You know, you never
and like somebody mentioned, that's like the Superman Batman team up against Old Boy and wasn't Justice League. It was
Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because we all know Batman would have got his ass handed to him by my man Soup. Like, come on. By my man Soup.
Yeah, this definitely turned into that. And that was a good team up. And Kong did come through on this fight, especially with his
He did. At first he didn't want to do it, though. I ain't even gonna lie. He was like, man, shit. He didn't kill me. And now you want me to save him?
Right.
Y'all straight tripping. I'm gonna take my shit and go. And I didn't handle this shit on his own.
Yeah, this movie did really good. Like, there's a lot of it's not like they show like a part of the fight, they cut back to humans, like they really focus in on the monsters fighting. Like, you seeing them fight.
As they should have, because that's what everybody came for. Like I said, I watched it the first time wanting to see the damn fights.
Yeah, so this movie,
the whole storyline.
The movie lives up to the title. When it gives you the fights, it gives you the fights, and the fights last long. Like, you're watching just two big titans fight each other, throwing down, and especially when they team up against Mechagodzilla, you're watching two big monsters fight, one giant robot throwing down, laying hands, teaming up, using power combos. And then at the end, you even get a moment between the two monsters. You get a moment between the two monsters a couple times, but you get a moment between Kong and Godzilla where it's kind of like, and I would pay top dollar, not really, but I would pay a considerable amount of money to see a dubbed version of this with their official thoughts, not a joke, but like their official thoughts in their head, because it's like they have a stare down, they roar at each other, and Godzilla kind of just turns around and they show their facial expressions, which are both very smug expressions. I'll say that much. But Godzilla's one smug son of a bitch, because all his facial expressions were like, dumb kid.
Yeah.
Like an old grizzled cop. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, dumb kid. I didn't need your help anyway. But until next time. You know, and of course Godzilla does that thing where he dips off in the water every time he get done fighting somebody. Like, peace out. Like, who's gonna pay for the damages? I guess Kong. So it's kind of fucked up. That's why Kong lost too. He didn't dip off like Godzilla. Could have took a helicopter. But so I mean that's essentially Godzilla versus Kong. It's a monster fight movie in all sense of the terms. I know that the director of this movie said moving forward, if they continue with this monster verse, that he thinks that it's definitely time for there to be less humans inside of a monster movie such as this. I agree because and it will work. Just have minimal plot. Like this one had an understandable plot to where it didn't need to be stressed out and ran through like with a whole bunch of exposition. You can do that.
They really did have a lot going on, but just to talk, because honestly, I guess, and somebody said that, you know, the conspiracy theory part, that was just like the comedic relief.
Yeah, definitely a comedic relief. Which worked. It was okay.
But yeah, anyway.
Yeah, so definitely
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was good. What would you what are your final thoughts on this here film? What are you rating it?
I probably rated overall probably like a 4.
4? Yeah, I'll give it about a 4.5. I mean, I think the same things that stood out to me stood out to you. I would suppose just with the
that's what we talked about.
Yeah, just with the fightings. Yeah, so definitely, guys, check out Godzilla versus Kong. It is now streaming on HBO Max for the next 20-something days. That's all I have to say about that.
Tune in Tuesday.
Tune in Tuesday for Anime Tuesday. What you got for us, Sam? Any tease?
Nope.
No? All right. Well, I'll be back here next weekend. Falcon and Winter Soldier episodes 3 and 4. Episodes 3 and 4. And until next time, man, you guys stay safe. Check out Godzilla vs. Kong. Hit that like button if you like this content here tonight. And subscribe to the channel.
All right.
And
peace out. Peace.